All right. Let's just get this started. So this is, the first two rooms are pretty straightforward. We'll have about a minute to talk shortly, so I'll let you just kind of absorb what you'll be seeing, like a rough approximation of what goes on in this run, and then we'll talk once we get to that one room. I hate when he dodges that one. It's so rude. Okay. Skip to the cutscene. All right. Now, welcome to Final Fantasy Type-0 HD. This is an HD remake of a PC or PSP game. Originally, it was called, before it came out, it was originally Final Fantasy Agito 13 as part of the Fabula Nova Crystallis that encompasses this, Final Fantasy 13 proper, and then Final Fantasy Versus 13, which eventually became Final Fantasy 15 Buddy Road Trip Edition. This is an action RPG where you control the members of Class 0. Every member of Class 0 has kind of their own abilities, weapons, and so on and so forth. In other missions, you can choose which characters you bring along for the most part. This one, you're voluntold specific characters. Ace, 9, and Queen. 9 is just there to look pretty. Ace and Queen are the two that we're going to be using for this particular mission. Like this next room, I'm going to use Ace to kill 2 enemies, switch to Queen, and try to use kill sites and break sites to my advantage, which you'll see what they are shortly. Basically, you're going to be looking for, in this case, red circles. Those are kill sites. There's also yellow circles, which are break sites. And that's kind of how we do a lot more damage than we have any right to do at our level. Come on. Okay. There we go. Not perfect, but you know what? I'll take it. So, break sites, I forgot about that cutscene. Break sites are critical hits on an enemy, and kill sites are critical hits that will kill the enemy. This next enemy that we're going to be taking on, which is a giant mech, we actually want to see... We're going to hopefully get there in time to see a yellow. Which we didn't, which is fine. Still fairly quick. It just does more damage. That one's not mission critical. It's nice, but it is what it is. But for like 2/3 of the run, we're going to be very underleveled, and we're going to be using those kill sites and break sites to our advantage. Otherwise, things kind of suck. But also by then, we'll get a very strong thing called the Eidolon Shiva, who's pretty much the workhorse for the middle of the run, and then Jack, our quite literal samurai of the party, he will be carrying the run as well. We take care of our boy Samurai Jack. But for right now, we're just getting through things as quickly as possible. Right now, we're going to try to get some first aid kits on these enemies. We'll see. So, fortified ration, first aid kit. We got one first aid kit, which is fine. Those first aid kits, they will heal and give the aura buff. They're really great later on in the run, and we want to get at least 3 to be cozy. At least. So we're going to be looking for more later on. Okay. One big portion of RNG in this run is in the next room where we summon Odin. Odin has an ability called Zantetsuken, which is a percentage-based attack. It's in the top middle of the screen. We're just going to let the percentage go really high because it's... You'll see that happen. And then you'll see something like that happen where it misses at 68 and then hits at 20. It just is. Anywho, now we're gonna go on the boss. Donsleaf is an interesting situation. The bosses in general, they will... Ow. I should say, your controlled character has to get the kill site on the enemy to officially kill them. Which is kind of annoying, and why I am front and center spamming Ace's cards on Donsleaf. Because the annoying thing about break sites and kill sites on enemies, your party members can steal them from you. Which is really, really annoying. 457, anything sub 5 is tolerable. I can usually do like the 440s range, which is fine. That was just, a lot of it was the queen room. It didn't go so well. It is what it is. But at this point, tutorial's done, and we're going into the next mission, which actually is a run killer. And you have zero control over whether or not it is a run killer. And I say run killer in terms of going for a PB. For a marathon, you can still do it, but for a PB, it is an instant reset. There are abilities, or there's status effects called primed, and when you start a mission, some characters will be primed. They'll have a yellow bar over their character name, and the TLDR version of it is they are just really, really strong and ready to go for that run, or that particular mission, and it lasts only for that mission. There's one character we need to get primed, and that's Rem. Rem is going to be the very last character listed on the top to down menu. And to put in perspective, a primed Rem, or as I call it, primed Rib, is like a 104 to 108 on the time. Let me actually do some quick menuing here. Ace to Cater, Sice to Machina, Jack to Deuce, Jack to Deuce, not Jack to Trey. Give Rem, and that is the character that I told you about. There we go. I'm turned around right now. So yeah, like 104 to 108 is a really good time for this next mission with a primed Rem. If you don't have a primed Rem, we're talking 130 to 140. So yeah, if you're going for PB, you absolutely need a primed Rem, which is unfortunate, but it's Type-0 things where everything is so heavily RNG dependent. All right, so as we go say hi to Kurasame, who's our teacher, I'll mention every character has 3 different move speeds. There's Overworld, in combat, no weapon drawn, and in combat, weapon drawn. Overworld Sice, this character, she is the fastest by far. She's actually like as fast as a Chocobo. So a lot of times this, you'll see me use Sice in the Overworld and as a backup in combat. If my main, oops, there we go. My main speed demon, which is Cater, and a backup Rem, if they're both unavailable. So, all right. So we have a run, which is great. So that yellow bar around Rem is exactly what I needed. So you can do things a lot faster with a primed Rem. I said the prime status lasts the entire mission. She has amazing MP, things cost less. It's just, she's a little bit faster. She does more damage, and it's great. Like normally, oh, that was awkward. Normally, these enemies take 2 shots to kill. When she's primed, 1 shot, done. So it's really nice. Getting hit by that enemy right there will be a bit of a time loss, but it's still significantly less of a time loss than a not primed rem. Okay, that guy's just not behaving. So this is actually going to be kind of a bad time for a primed rem. It is what it is. Okay. All right. Combat ration, we'll take it. It is what it is. Yeah, 122 is actually a terrible time. And of course I accidentally save my game. Or I go to save my game. So we'll just have to make it up later on. Yeah, because I've done that in 104, so yikes. Anywho, again, we'll just, there's new time saves that I've been able to kind of get a hang of, so I'll be doing those during this run. But for right now, we are going to learn for the one and only time in this run. And the reason being is that 2000 XP gives us the ability to learn a couple abilities that we really benefit from later on. In the interim, we are going to... So this is the first sortie, the first mission that we can in fact skip. We do have to kind of go through the motions, accept the command to ready to march, go to Kurasame, and then Kurasame is going to ask if we actually want to do it. So we're just going to say, nah. Nah, we're good. And just go back to academia, skip through some cutscenes, get barked at by my dog. It's fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Allow, and move on. Those SOs are called special orders. The short version is you're asked to do a special type of task, and you get access to abilities, buffs, debuffs, buffs really. But if you do not... I am not used to seeing that chocobo there. I don't think I've ever seen the chocobo there, or I haven't in a very long time, and I'm kind of intrigued. I almost want to go back there and like grab the item, but I know. I already lost too much time on a bad primed rib, so we're just gonna skip it and do some leveling up. Mother, she's the mother of Class 0. Ish. She teaches about assignment, goes to SICE, promotion. Cater is going to go Zoom Zoom. We're going to go to Machina. Machina is going to learn Cyclone 1, Cyclone 2, and then Zoom Zoom, or the simpleton way of saying accelerate. It's fine. And then Rem is going to be our dodge queen. So learn triple slip, slipstream, which basically she can dodge as much as she wants, and then she gets iframes, or extra iframes, while she is dodging, which is awesome. And we're gonna run to Kurasame, start a cutscene, mash through the cutscene, and all I'm doing for that is mashing the start button. That way I can just skip through the cutscenes, I don't have to watch it, and we can proceed on as normal. So for this next mission, we get access to chocobo riding, and chocobo riding is nice in that we don't have to fight enemies. We don't have to deal with random encounters during the run. Have to wait for Mog to kind of finish this thought, and now we can keep going. Now I said, SICE is pretty much chocobo speed. She really is. The difference is we get protected from enemies on chocobo. So we're going to follow the arrow to Togareth region. make a sharp turn to the left, and just go straight to the Togara stronghold. And this time we are going to take Jack, Machina, and Rem. Primed is nice, but it doesn't matter. Which is actually kind of ironic because nobody is primed. It is what it is. So yeah, the funny thing is you're not supposed to be able to leave without either succeeding at or not succeeding at a SO. We just don't care. We bring the SO with us. We're going to switch to Machina. And he is going to do an ability. Okay. That actually was... Come on. That was pretty quick, which is awesome. All right. The speed of this particular mission is going to depend on how quickly I can beat up on enemies with Jack. And I'm going to bully them the moment they spawn. Being able to do that saves so much time. And here we're going to take out this guy. We are going to go to the ship. Okay. Quickly question why it's being a butt. Quickly question why that guy's being a butt. And just dodging my attacks. Rude. This part, we're going to kill some enemies for a little bit until a mech shows up. Okay. All right. Commander Schmitz is going to say some things. We don't really care. He's going to be dead soon. But we do need him to open the door. It's kind of important that he opens the door so we can, like, proceed. It's just one of those things. We're going to grab this health pad, and then we are going to zoom up here. We're going to take out these enemies. I don't want to deal with them. The Cyclone drive him to death. And return to title. For some reason. All right, here... I'm very mad right now. Because, yeah, he did not behave with the quick kill, unfortunately. Did not do enough damage in time. My attacks were not fast enough, but we'll roll with the punches. All right, now we will zoom through some cutscenes and proceed on. Switch over to Seiss really quickly because she is in fact our speed queen, and move on. That quick kill would have been really nice. Bashtar is just so fast. So fast. It's annoying. It's very, very annoying. All right, the last thing I want to do is, as much as I love Kurosame's Tonberry, it is a bit of a time sink to talk to people. That's why in that area I get very careful with like getting close to someone and talking to them. Like situations like that. I did not want to talk to that Moogle. That would just been a time loss. So, yeah. I'll sacrifice the extra second or two because in the end it is faster. But all right, we are heading on to our next area. And what's fun is we now get Eidolons. Eidolons are the summons of the game. And this is when the run gets wild. To summon an Eidolon, you need to quite literally sacrifice a character. They come back after the mission because plot, it's fine. But you have to willingly sacrifice a character to summon them. And that's when things get very hairy later on in the game because you only have so many bodies to throw at problems. Unless you get a specific ability, aka if Rem hits level 15. All right, we're going to go in here solely because we need to do a quick shopping junket. And give Cater amulets, Queen amulets, and Rem amulets. All right. The short answer of what I just did is those are our 3 magic users, primary magic users, and those just really help with magic. So it just makes things a little bit easier. It's one of our 3 shopping junkets we do in this run. The next one will be in the next area before the next mission. Right now we are just heading on over to Iska and going to this first town right here. All right. So, whoops, that's not what we want to do. Use Shiva. That was strange. Okay. It kicks Ice out of the party for some reason. All right, so when it comes to movement speed, during combat with weapon drawn, meet Cater. She goes zoom zoom. Also, we backtracked right there solely because it skips the water going down. A previous version of this run actually had you summoning Shiva right here to deal with that. Oh, rude. But they found out it's just faster to backtrack and have Cater run through everything. And it's just one less body we kill. There's one less person that gets thrown to the fire that is, or the ice crystals that is Shiva. All right, moving on. Trey is poisoned. That's a little awkward. I'm not too worried about that though. Trey is our summon bait, which you'll see in a little bit. Yeah, he should be fine. Should be fine. Okay, never mind. All right, Ace. We're summoning you then. So yeah, that's just one of those situations where, that was not ideal, but we'll make it work. We still have enough characters where it's not a problem. But yeah, welcome to Shiva and why she's just strong, bar none. She's also permanent ice physics and surprisingly hard to control. All right, there we go. All right, now we're gonna let Shiva take care of the enemies and just let Shiva Cater getting poisoned is a little unfortunate, but I I can work with that. Because right now we're just kind of waiting. But I can also do that. So it's fine. There we go. Okay, that was rude. That was very rude. All right. Yeah, let's get... Yeah, that double poison on Cater is rough. All right, we are gonna... Honestly, I'm fine with the support serum. That is another aura item, so I'll take it. All right, here... Here I'm actually looking more at the circles on the map and not so much the characters themselves. It's just easier to keep track of, bluntly. All right, now we rush through this. You don't always have to kill the enemies in an area, and we use that to our advantage later on in the run. But this next area we do. Okay. Excuse me. All right. And now the perks of ice physics. All right. There's gonna be 2 enemies right here. And then Major Adlian. Okay. Make sure we're at ×3 speed and move on. 5's not ideal, but we had a little bit of a hiccup there with Trey dying to poison. So we'll make do. Return to academia. Cutscene, cutscene, cutscene. And head right back out. The next mission we get to see Cater, who's already fast and zoom zoomy as it is. You get to see her on haste, and that is terrifying. Very, very terrifying and kind of funny. It's like, you think she's hard to control now. Or you think Shiva's hard to control. It gets funny. It gets very, very funny. But this is also a mission that can go kind of wild. We have been blessed by the Sync's comment of being on fire, so it is a blurst run. It's never a blessed run. But in that case, it's not just a cursed run. It is, in fact, a blurst run. That's the best we can do for that. All right. Hop on chocobos. Head into this town. We're going to shop and then start the mission. Cater is going to get an upgrade. Jack is going to get an upgrade. And this is called me selling things for insurance later on in the game. AKA more money. More money, less problems. More stuff I can buy. All right. So this is one where you actually don't want to bring as many people as possible. It's a careful balancing act between bringing enough to not get borked, but still having enough just in case things go haywire. I tend to bring more than what I need. Yeah, that's fine. Switch that. Okay. So yes, this is cater. This is cater on haste. Hitting that ladder is a lot harder than it looks. I will be brutally honest. Also, this is very much a case of, like, Odin, take the wheel. You just hope you're going in the right direction. Or you just stop in time. It's fine. Alright. Okay. That kind of sucked. I could not get that guy to literally save my life. All right. So now we are going to activate this. Get the invisibility. Right. Nope. I'm so turned around right now, and I'm sad. There we go. A little bit of a time loss, but here we are. All right, this next room. Okay. That is a lot easier when you're invisible. Shocking, I know. All right. There's one more room we have to do. I made the wrong turn. That's fine. Whew. That was a little close there. It's fine. It's fine. But we live to see another day. We have trance. Cater is stuck on a wall. It is what it is. Oops. Like, hello? Video game? This is fine. This is fine. Ooh. That enemy was like, yo, what up, fam? Alright, this is where Trey takes over as a sacrificial lamb. That's kind of his main job this run. Okay. This next room is a little scary. Cater dying is not surprising in the grand scheme of things. She tends to. So we'll just make do. All right. And now we just keep going to the next area. 33 seconds is okay. All right. So we have to wait for another guy to show up. And then we just go. All right, we're gonna bring Rem out. So this next area is a little interesting. Whoever is alive in the center, feel like you're a controlled character, the game just says no. This is a guaranteed death. That's fine. I switched to Rem. I switched to Rem, and now we just proceed as normal. Okay. These guys are annoying in that they literally have shields that are stronger than Eidolons. It's so aggravating. But it's fine. Now that they're dead, we can just proceed on as normal. All right. We're going to switch over to Sync, and Sync is going to serve a very important purpose by dying. I appreciate her service immensely. So this particular room, I'm trying to take out the Colossus. And then there's these 3 other enemies that will try to get to their Colossi. That's the suppress the Colossus sortie. We kind of just have to wait for them to disappear since Shiva cannot summon or harvest Phantoma. It is what it is. But as soon as that one fades and disappears, the screen will fade to black and we go into the next room. Now, here, I am getting so far away. So far away from that dude exploding. All right, so, boss fight. Good old 277. Brianak. This guy's just a jerk. Straight up, he's just a jerk. Oh, okay. We're just going right into that ability. All right. So there's a few different abilities I can use. This one kind of sucks. That one wasn't nice, but here we are. This is the longest one, but what we do is we use our ability to literally throw those MAs back in his face. It's fine. He'll be like, what the hell? And we're just going to pepper him. I disagree with that, but here we are. We're kind of just stuck here. But that's fine. That actually benefits us. Because right now, we need to let all of our characters die. We're up against basically God or a god. So we just do that and it's fine. But I'll be right back because my dogs are being a butt right now. Hi. Perfect timing. Yeah, that's a completely... Oh, sorry, Freya. That is a completely unskippable kind of thing. Why is it not... hello? Like, why are you not doing anything? Alright, so... Here, plot has happened and... We might have gotten accused of assassination of a foreign national. It's fine. So we are gonna stand by and then try to escape. All right. So now this is another one where we just throw bodies. Oh, nope, not Ifrit. All right. So these are going to take 2 shots apiece. I'm going to grab haste because we can. And we are going to immediately sacrifice Trey. Switch to ×1. And these next rooms are a little sketchy. Cater likes dying on me. Which gets really annoying. Thankfully, she did not. So that's fine. We're waiting until he says damn. He has said damn, and now we can leave. We'll have to kill him later on. It's fine. It's fine. That one I just like taking because I'm a butt. All right. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Kill that guy. Moving on. Yes, target Shiva. I like it when it targets Shiva. I very much appreciate it. All right. Hello? Okay. So now at this point we will grab Ace, switch over to him because he serves a purpose. That purpose is Shiva. Yeah. A lot of times if I say I'm bringing in a character to serve a purpose, 95% of the time they are Shiva bait. It's fine. It's fine. All right. They say that. Shiva? We talked about this. Behave. Rude. That guy's gonna try to kill us. It's fine. It's fine. We ignore him. You can actually kill him. If you want. We don't. We don't. This next room is very spicy. Okay. Everything is fine as long as they say I have the gate key. All right, now we are going to not listen to Rem and Machina talk about things. I'm going to summon 7. Now, this is one of those rare situations where she serves a purpose and it's not as Shiva bait. We're actually going to use her ability, Snakebite. I'm going to not get hit by that guy. We're going to head over here. And kill him very quickly. Dragging him over, it saves so much time and it's fantastic. Also, so does sacrificing 7. Okay, I lied. Eventually she was Shiva bait. It's fine. It's fine. Hello? So at this point, we're just trying to get to the other side of the train. I purposely slow down right here because that guy likes to get past me. I know, no survivors. That's why I killed you. Here, we actually... I'm going to let this guy come over here. Think he's going to hit an attack. And then I'm going to come over here. The reason being, that enemy could potentially soft lock, and that's not good. That's not good at all. So we are going to let the train crash. Whoops. Bring Rem in. And she's primed, which is actually pretty awesome. So she's going to one-shot a lot of these if she can actually hit them. Unfortunately, she is going to be Shiva bait in the next room. Not much I can do about that, unfortunately. I might actually do something kind of cheeky. All right. So technically you're supposed to summon her before that. I don't. Well, right there I didn't. All right. Yeah, that one you can ignore everybody else in that room, but it's just kind of annoying to target her. All right. So here we're going to bait out Captain Ines. Let her do her jump. And bully the ever-living hell out of her to get her to go away. That's actually the boss of this mission, Vajra. But what I'm doing right now is letting her blow up things so I can get to the next area. Ooh. I just noticed Cater has, like, no health, so this is gonna get a little awkward. I'll probably switch to, well, right now I need to protect the ever-living hell out of Jack. Actually... Okay. All right. You know what? We're going to hold off on that. No, that's fine. That's fine. We'll make it work. All right. Come on. All right. I'm just going to take the invincible and roll with it, because I can. Okay, you know what? We'll deal with it. We'll deal with it this way. Jack doesn't get full H or full stuff, and that's fine. We have enough bodies. We'll make it work. All right. We don't technically need Jack for the rest of this mission, so that's fine. That was a little bit of a hubris coming to bite me in the butt. It's fine. All right. We're gonna zoom down these stairs and pretend like I know where we're going. Not really. Okay. Okay, let's go. Come on. Okay. This is a very tricky quick kill. Actually, I lied. Hello? Lady, you are dead! Like, lady, you are actually dead. You don't get to go away. Rude. So rude. All right. So now we get to do a lot of leveling up, particularly with Shiva and Jack. Oops. All right, we're gonna rest till morning. There's going to be cutscenes that we're not gonna watch. And all right, assign Sice, and this is when Jack is going to get everything up until Lightning Reflex, or Lightning Flash, excuse me. We're gonna swap out Reflex with Lightning. And then Shiva's going to get a lot of stuff. Straight up, a lot of stuff. All right. All right, Eidolon's Shiva is going to be very strong. And the irony is the next big mission, which is Judecca, she's actually at her weakest, and I consider Judecca probably the scariest fight, or scariest area, because she, it's an ice-based area, and a lot of things are immune to her abilities. So we can't just rely on her just destroying everything, which is, unfortunate. Which is very unfortunate. So we're gonna go to Summon Extension 2. At this point, like, we actually don't need to go that far, but I just feel more comfortable, and from Marathon safety standpoint, I'm fine with that. All right, now we are running. Literally running. So, I said earlier, Chocobos prevent overworld fights. We have a very surprisingly long trek to go to that we're going to see a fight probably right when we get to this crack. We can't avoid it. However, we have a teleport stone. So, I use the teleport stone, we escape, and continue on. And that's pretty much that. All right. You can tell how big of a difference that that unfortunate not quick kill on Vajra was. My PB that was in fact a quick kill. She didn't jump back up, which is annoying. But yeah, we'll make do. It's still pretty good. This whole run equalizer is the next mission. Judecca. But first, a sortie that we don't have to care about, which is great. All right. And this is, again, another one of those optional missions that we just don't do. They're RTS. They don't play anything like the rest of the game. So, we'll just talk to this gentleman right here. Go talk to Kurosame and say, nope, we just want to go into RNG hack. Because that's exactly what Judecca is. Alright, I'm going to show up an Ibon. Now, for the sake of, bluntly, my sanity, we're going to do a safety save before we get into the heart of Judecca. This, the first battle of Judecca and Big Bridge, I'm going to get a little quiet on. Because this is the most terrifying part of the run. You are so grossly underleveled. And particularly this one, you don't get to rely on Shiva. You also only get 2 excess deaths in Judecca and 1 in Big Bridge to do optimal strats. Otherwise, you are completely routing on the fly. So, this is where I'd be relying heavily on commentary. So we're going to say goodbye to Queen Sice and or Queen King and Sice. We're going to summon everybody else. not bring Ifrit. This is the lone time we bring Deuce. Because she is going to be Shiva fodder very quickly. Now, this first part is Duck Hunt Part 1. There's Duck Hunt Part 1, Duck Hunt Part 1, Duck Hunt Part 2, and then kill a dragon, or at least piss off a dragon. After this whole section, that's where I'm going to get very quiet because I'm going to need to focus. There's one particular room that absolutely terrifies me and can kill a run. When I say instantaneously, I mean instantaneously. So. All right. So. Okay. And that is our sole use of Deuce in this game. Aside from, actually, I could talk about it right now. So, Judecca and Big Bridge are the last two missions that scale to a normal scaling amount. The final area, Trials, actually scales to your lowest leveled character in the game. So, what do? We purposely choose one character that is just gonna have to not ever level up. In this case, it's Deuce. That was a weird cluster of them. All right. So when we get to the end, it's not free, or Trials is not free, but it's easier. Because you don't have to worry about being underleveled. Because guess what? You're not. My nose itches. My apologies. But I didn't do that. Just FYI. That was not me. All right, now we piss off a dragon. We're waiting for it to say, the game to say Soryu at 12 o'clock. That's when we know we're moving on to the next area. And as soon as I hear that, that's when I'm going to become quiet. Of course, this is when my dog's like, this is the perfect time to bark. Okay. And here's where I'm going to get quiet for a while. I'll do a safety save, and then it's quiet time. Okay. That is precautionary. It's this next room specifically that terrifies me. Okay, so we had one extra death. That's fine. We'll deal. Okay. That specific room scares me to death. All right, bring out Ace. Ace is going to be our sacrificial lamb. I'm also saving just in case. Rem dying is a problem. That's definitely a problem. I would appreciate it. My God. Come on. Yes, target me. That was interesting. Okay. So, I am playing with fire right now. That did not behave very well. Okay. So we are doing another safety save. So what we are going to do is pick that up, get the Phoenix down, and debate our options right now. Okay. Okay. I actually think we're just going to accept the fact that we're going to let people die. Because we've already lost 2 people, and that's a problem. So this particular area can go a few different ways. The fastest way is to just go through the different areas, save allies, and be done with it. We've already lost 2 characters. I don't like that because now we have to play perfectly in the rest of this mission. Otherwise, we're going to be scrambling at the end. So there's that. The other option is to just quite literally let your allies die. The problem is you have to let a timer, that timer, expire. So it's kind of wasting like 3 minutes. But again, if I hadn't lost Rem so quickly and then had to play backup and lost my backup really quickly, had lost Jack, had to use a Phoenix down, I would rather just keep the run going and not lose anybody for the end of this mission. So after the southern station, it's going to be the eastern station. The ideal situation is to actually get through the first 3 stations and then let the timer run out for the eastern station because it's a little bit faster. So yeah, this is when we chat, we have fun, we talk, make sure everything's at ×3. I don't feel like heading to the eastern station. The next fight's actually kind of a cool quick kill, if it behaves. It's Flyvern, so that big dragon that we've been pushing, or we pushed back in the last room, and then its rider, Sazashi, I think. So what I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to hit a break sight on the dragon, and when the dragon falls, I'm going to switch my targeting to the rider. Because if you have a break sight on the dragon has fallen, automatically the boss, the rider, gets a kill sight. And you could just kill him outright. It's fantastic. And the easiest way to do that is to just bring one person in, summon Shiva right away, and be done with it. We'll exposit for a little bit, it's fine. We just ignore it. Okay. Like, all right, so we are going to assign sync. I'm going to save again because, again, this is... I lost a run earlier in the day to this upcoming area. Not this fight, but... yeah. Well, unfortunately, he didn't behave, but there we go. All right, he's gonna exposit. We don't care. We're good. We have to wait for him to disappear, and then we proceed on. So, this next area is a little sketchy. But, yeah. Because these enemies can one-hit you. And, yeah. So this is where things have to function perfectly. We're going to sacrifice 8. We're going to have to sacrifice 8 right away so he doesn't die to the enemies. We're going to summon Shiva, and as soon... All right. Okay. Okay. That actually worked well. And now we just have to go. This is actually ideal from an end of mission standpoint where you only really want 2 characters. However, it doesn't make this any less stressful. So these ice clouds are, well, dying. They're going away. We actually run a little bit faster than the end here. Okay. I was like, oh, please tell me I... Okay. Now at this point... This point, I'm literally just letting Shiva kill everything. I'm staying out of the fight. Because I can. I'm also staying away from enemies that can pop up. We're gonna let... We're gonna let Shiva do a lot of the indiscriminate killing right now. Okay. All right. I think those 2 are gonna be the last ones. Ooh. All right. So now the fun part. We die. However, we die for a good reason. We die for a very good reason. You'll see. This is one of those times where dying is a good thing, because we're going to get a friend to help us in the form of Mother. Mother is very mad. And we're going to try to get a quick kill on the Biggin. It's fine. This is also the embodiment of overkill. Extreme overkill. And I'm fine with it. I hate that she's not letting me do my quick kill. There we go. Not ideal. I was about a half a second to a second too slow previously, which is fine. But now she's gonna get RKO'd out of nowhere, and we're going to do a very strong attack. We're going to go to Terra Flare, aka the embodiment of overkill. This is definitely going to be a time loss. That's fine. Judecca did not go ideally. It happens. Sometimes just getting through it is good enough. So Now all that's left is Big Bridge, which is terrifying in its own right, but you just gotta do what you gotta do. That's probably like a 20-second time loss, maybe. So 40-second time loss. All right, get through all that. Wait for it to load. Yeah, about 20 seconds. That's fine. And now, those 3 that we sent elsewhere. All right, now we're gonna... actually... Now we're gonna save. It's like, if anything else, knowing that taking all those extra saves probably put me over, and I'm fine with that, honestly. All right, carry, jack, tray, ace, and rem. Deploy, yes. Okay. All right, let's go. This is another one where, again, I am more quiet than not, and I'll be relying heavily on my commentators for this. Because, yeah, this whole mission, I only get 1 extra death to bail me out. So, if I'm quiet, my apologies. Because after this, it's kind of home stretch. Okay. 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 Whew. Okay. 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 That's what I was waiting for. Okay. And I am indiscriminately saving right now. That bridge is scary. All right. I am still not in the clear though. That is this mission in a nutshell. All right, now we're going to switch to Sice. And we're just gonna go. Now, I should say, there are unique abilities that she has her basic attacks, which is a very quick, like, kick. But what I'm using a lot of times for, like, the mechs and everything is I hit left on the D-pad right before I attack, and that does a much longer and a lot more punishing attack, which is really nice to have. But right now we're just kind of auto-scrolling and waiting for enemies to show up. There's eventually going to be a little thing that mentions there's going to be a audio prompt that's going to happen. That's what we're kind of waiting for. Ooh, that was a nice shot. There we go. So at this point, there's going to be a flying enemy that's going to show up. And that's that longer attack that we try to do. So now at this point, Sice has served her purpose. Now we're going to switch to King. We're going to get rid of the Jammer. And now Rem is going to be able to join us after that, which is awesome. Mm-hmm. This is a boss. Kind of. Boss fight. Yeah, kind of a boss. Yeah. Yeah. Just roll with it. It's fine. It's fine. All right, yes. And again, indiscriminate save because there's a little bit more that can go haywire. When I say a little bit that can go wrong, I'm staring straight at those Helldivers. Like, excuse you? Like, I know I can kill you, but okay, pop off. All right. Oh, I got two of them in one shot. Jack is dead. That's not good. Okay. So this is not ideal, but this is what we're going to work with because, again, now that Jack is dead, that's kind of brutal. We're just gonna kill them as they show up. We're gonna summon Seiss now. Because eventually we will be... actually, I don't know if we're gonna switch to her. Actually, yes, we are. We're just gonna play it cautiously. All right. Okay. Rem is actually level 15, so we're going to do something very cheeky. Trust the process. That's called insurance policy. So the nice thing right now is Rem will be resurrected as soon as Shiva goes down. Right here. Oh yeah, Undying Wish temporarily casts Re-Raise, and it's super beneficial right now. Especially when I have these awkward strats that I'm toying with. This is pretty much the last, ironically, the last area where everything go haywire, and ironically, the run that I lost earlier in the day, it went haywire right here. Come here, Everett! Rude. Alright. So, yeah. At this point, we are just leaving. Straight up leaving. Kurisame's talking, and I'm sad that we're not listening to him because that's the last time we're going to get Kurosame. Unfortunately. But, yeah. Sag. So, yeah, like I said, insurance policy. Also, don't get used to hearing the song. It's not going to last very long. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We're fine. Skip a whole bunch of stuff. Get our feedback. Be a little bit behind. Accept that fate. Skip a whole bunch of things. Save our game. Get a gold split on that. Okay. All right. So we are going to head over to Sice, head over to Sice. And we have one more sortie to do. It's going to put us far from home. Actually, no, it's not going to put us far from home. It's going to bring us right back here. And then we will go into a mission that's a boss battle. It's basically Bashtar round 2. The fight can go as easy as like 20 seconds. It could go as long as a minute. It's just whatever it wants to do. Because Bashtar is a butt. Bluntly. Alright, so we're going to head off and start this last mission. Dun, 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 dun. This time we have to start the mission, and then we have to go talk to a guy in this room before we do it. Yeah, he's grumpy. I don't care. Yeah, so basically, we were given a mission, and that guy said, actually, no, you don't get to go. We're saying, I don't care. At this point, we've lost Kurasame. By the way, Kurasame died in Big Bridge, which is depressing, but also not depressing. I'll tell you about that once we get to the Long Chocobo home, because we'll be riding for a little while here. We're gonna begin our mission. All right. Grab Sice. Grab, that's pretty much it. So, in this world, the crystals remove your memory of people that have died. So, like, the moment they die, you have no idea who that person is. You, like, there might be a feeling of loss, but you can't you don't understand what that loss is from or who it's about. So it's this weird situation where, yeah, you just don't know. So yeah, it's depressing for us as the players because we know he's dead, but Class Zero's like, I think we should be upset, but we're not. He is not behaving, which is really annoying. I'll take it, though. I'm not quite sure how I caught him there, but okay. Pop off. All right. 48 seconds is rough. But it is what it is. Because now we have to drive a chocobo for a while. I call this Split the Long Chocobo home for that reason. So everything is fine. Nothing looks out of place. Pretty much we just follow these overhead things. But yeah, we've reached endgame. We're going to head to trials soon as we get back home. The landscape's going to look a little weird. It's going to look really weird. It's fine. Kind of. Not really. Yeah. So, but yeah, at this point, the world is basically ending. Tempus Finis, which is something that is this legendary thing that they talk about at length in the game that we have not paid attention to because we have just been going through the game as quickly as possible, is coming to pass. By the way, there are these two gods or demigods, gods. One of them is our mother, that have been having in this like war or battle or whatnot contest between the two of them to determine the best way to summon Tempest Finis and open Etro's Gate, which if you've played Final Fantasy 13, that should ring a bell. Etro's Gate exists in here. It just be that way. We are going to go, yeah, this way. We're going to avoid the Chocobo. We're going to avoid this big one right here. We're going to see if we can single Chocobo this, which would be pretty cool. And get home. But yeah, everything looks totally fine still. Totally fine. Nothing's out of the ordinary. Not at all. Yeah. It's not raining blood in the building. Yeah, it's fine. So yeah, welcome to Trials, in the one segment of lore that we can't skip, which is depressing. This is all the stuff we haven't cared about, that we just get to listen to. We're getting beat up by the Roosterus, which is that, or Ursus, which is that dude, whose knees are just kind of smacking us in the face. That's Sid. He's eventually going to be the super big bad. We'll take care of him later. But anywho, we are in Trials. So this is the part where everything's now scaled to the lowest level character in our party, which is in fact Deuce. So we are going to go to class 0, and this is the part where I'm double checking my route because I changed it up a little bit and I want to make sure I'm doing it correctly. So we are save point. We're gonna get Sice because she's faster. No other reason. Also, both Rem and Machina are no longer in the party. Actually, nope, we had to go back. I lied. This is the part I changed slightly. Oops. Okay. Skip, and now we head back this way. We're gonna go back to the command room, talk to Nagi, who's kind of become like the de facto leader of everything. He was the one that was bugging us on those ice clouds. He's just taking kind of control. So at this point, I head back into the main hall. This is just prepping things to head to Trials. This guy is going to tell us about stuff we don't care about. I'm going to forget how to use stairs. It's fine. We talk to Nagi one more time. Get a cutscene. Now we're going to head back to Class 0, talk to Queen, who's kind of taken over as like the leader of Class 0. She's kind of the most level-headed of the group. She's going to make us go to the Alto Crystarium. We don't care about the Alto Crystarium. At this point, we are going to go to the entrance, find someone from the ice cloud area. She's not doing so well. And she's going to let us know, BT dubs, endgame. You can't come back. Mog is going to wish us best and be very sad. And spoilers, we're probably not going to make it back. It's fine. Yeah. So at this point, we get to listen to Sid Alstein, aka Steve Bloom, Spike Spiegel, all that good stuff. He's going to exposit for a while. It's Steve Bloom. Steve Bloom. They paid for him. We get to listen to him. At this point, all those SOs have now turned into Sid's Crucible. They are required to get through the rooms. If you don't successfully do that or do those things, you die, which is a problem. But the first area And we're going to get split up into different sections. Eventually, when everybody's done expositing, we get to choose our teams. And the first one's going to be 8-Tray and Ace, and then Cater Jack Sync will be our second group. So 8-Tray Ace, and they're going to go left. Nope. 8-Tray Ace, yes, and then Cater Jack Sync. Okay. So now we are just going to actually do something really quickly here. We're going to set our ether to our thing that we use. Yeah. Excuse me. So here we have to eliminate our enemies. If he decides to show up, a little on the annoying side, but here we are. All right. Now we're going to head over to Cater, where they had to kill the enemies. We have to survive for an official amount of time, which is fine. But yeah, the Crucible will not start until we accept it, so we want to make sure we are, in fact, doing our part. Now, there's a thing about the trials area where if we get hit, we will automatically get a kill site on us, kind of like how Sync has a kill site on her. So next shot, we will die. We don't want to do that. So, and plus, since this is a survive trial, if our main controlled character dies, yeah, the trial resets, and that sucks. There's no real point in killing all these. It's literally, we get to kill time for 2 minutes and 13 seconds. I see you, buddy. Rude. That guy got a little spicy. Coming up from behind me. Rude. All right, keep those guys kind of away from me. Okay. So I'm right by the door. A little optimization. Actually. Okay. Let's say they're getting a little close. I don't like it. All right. So here we have to run through twice without getting hit. And there's a very spicy thing that we are going to do. We are not going to accept the Crucible until we get to the end of the room. Okay. And then we run through again. And spared. The next one, we're going to switch over to our other party, and then we're going to shoot candles. It makes sense, don't worry. It totally makes sense. And we have the perfect person to shoot candles. Rude. Okay. I dare say that's all of them? It wasn't, excuse you. Oh, that's right. I have to kill the enemies. Rude. Yep. Why is... Sink is dead. Okay. Okay. Sure. Odd. All right. So now we just have to kind of shoot at it for a little bit until it gets rid of invincible. There we go. All right, what I will do is that. All right, here's where it gets funny. You can destroy your run right here. You're given a choice. You become a l'Cie, remain mortal. If you choose to become a l'Cie, that is a game over rip run. If you choose to remain mortal, the run continues. So no, we don't want power. We don't. So we are going to remain mortal, skip 2 and continue on. All right. Well, we'll use potion. I've already lost one, which is a little awkward, but that's fine. Okay. So for this, it is a maze. And we already know the route. So we've gone north, east. Next is west. This should be a Tonberry. Rude. Okay, now it's west. I'm like checking my directions. Next is east, northeast. Okay. Then it is north and then south. So that is south. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right. Size Queen King. And then cater tray ace, but we can't do that. Oh, yeah, we can. Okay. So we're gonna go right first. Switch to queen. And spam thunder. Okay. Not ideal. Okay. I keep getting smacked. That's fine. Actually, she is finding every single tile right now. Ooh. Okay. That's fine. All right, next one, magic. Okay. Okay, this one I have to make sure. I am only using the equivalent of triangle. Like you quite literally can't even use it to do the kill site. You have to. Okay. Okay. All right. So now we're going to swap to king. Swap to king. And he is going to be blitzing pillars. So what I'm trying to do is I need to get these pillars destroyed when that fire is actually right where it needs to be. Okay. I'm going to play keep away. What? Oh, bloody hell. It did not register. That's crummy. Rude. Yeah. fine. I need to keep an eye on Queen so she doesn't die. Because I have to, again, wait till those flames are right there. Excuse you? Okay. There we go. All right, now we are going to protect Queen again because we need her alive, preferably. Because once the door winds up right here, we move on. Okay. All right. Now we are physical fighters, which is fine. Okay. Ace is, yeah, well, okay, rude. All right. Am I stuck on this platform? I am. I have to wait for the platform to finish rotating so I can get over here as quickly as possible. Okay. Now I just kind of wait it out a little bit. Okay. Now get out of there. And now it's time for the weird part. Okay. That was easy enough. All right. Now we're at the final part. That kind of matters. Okay, that was rude. Rude. Need a cutscene. This guy's gonna try to threaten us. It's adorable. That's... yeah, level 2 is scary. Level 2 is very scary. Also, thank you, Deuce. Thank you, Deuce, for allowing that to happen. All right. This is where we do a save. So we're going to go to the blue door first. Okay. Alright, Mega Potion. On, everybody! Okay. Rude. All right. Red door. More enemies with Blitz. You'll notice a trend. We're saving the black door for last. The black door is the spicy door. That could potentially save me a lot of time if I'm able to do that fight correctly for the first time. Okay. That's fine. It's fine. It's just a golem. It's fine. Help! I need somebody. Help! Anybody, help! I've lost my mind playing this game, okay? White door! Well, okay. It's like... It's like yellow? Ooh! Okay. I'm just gonna stand here and shoot my gun and hope that it runs into the path of the gun. All right. So this is where I'm going to do a save. I'm actually going to assign only Jack. I'm going to save my game on a different save for no reason other than to practice. And let's go. Come at me. You know what? That's fine. Rude. Bye-bye. That could have gone a lot better, but I'll take it. I will very much take it. Samurai Jack, ladies and gentlemen. Bless Samurai Jack. All right. So, fun story. We actually cannot lose anymore. What I'm going to do is assign Cater, Jack, and Deuce. It sounds weird. Trust the process. For this last section, I just have to run up these stairs. It'll sound kind of weird, but even though I'm going to succeed, I'm going to be condemned and fail, which is fine. Sid doesn't want me to win, truthfully. So, too bad. He's kind of a dick just then. We're just gonna somersault a little bit here. There's Machina and Ram. They both became, let's see, and fought each other and crystallized themselves. It's fine. Plot. It's plot. That's it. It's plot. I just realized this whole time I haven't had audio, and I'm really sad. So I'm going to, while this is going, I'm going to very quickly go to this, sacrifice some time, do that, and keep going. My apologies.
Very clumsy.
If nothing else,
You died again.
on the bright side, I put my time up there. I kind of feel like a dum-dum right now, but here we are.
Let those be your names.
So at least you get to hear a little bit of Steve Bloom
forgot
talking.
to tell you your result.
My bad.
You failed.
But yeah, at this point, Sid is going to be like,
It seems the
no,
life
you
I
lose. And we're going to be like,
bestowed upon you
actually, we're fine. We'll be fine.
dead in life.
So yeah, we're at the point where we technically can't lose, which is pretty cool. That Gilgamesh fight's the last time that really can, like, ruin us. So, yeah. At this point, we just we need everybody to die.
With slow, prolonged suffering.
So we kind of want everyone to line up appropriately.
No.
Submit to my will.
Take care of the rest. I'm ready.
Rude.
Less than scum.
Do your best.
Okay.
Rest up. Immortal.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Alright.
Resist for what it's worth.
So we just need to let
Less than scum.
all of that happen.
Crush 'em. Rest up. You're all talk.
Okay.
When 9 and 9 meet 9, the depths of reason shall stir. When the seal of creation is broken,
Yeah.
a voice like thunder
He's
shall
expositing, and why we're not dying is lost on me, but here we are. He's gonna slam down, and this is the end of our party. It's gonna be Trey and Ace. It's gonna be Ace. Now at this point, plot's gonna happen, and we're gonna get revived one at a time. And I purposely chose Trey, Ace, and I believe King as the last three, because the first couple attacks, or first couple things, is going to be better with long range, so for the first three. And we think what happens is the first one chosen is one of those last three, and sure enough, that is Trey.
You truly are
So we do that. And now we start summoning, or we start harvesting Phantoma. We have to just go through all of these. Alright, come on. Okay. Boop. Do one more long-range fighter. At that point, a magical barrier is going to go down. And we are going to use some magic attacks, and then our close-range fighters are going to start wailing on them. The swag kill, I'll admit, is Deuce. We're trying to go for time now, so we are just gonna use other people. We're gonna use Deuce now.
We can do this.
Deuce is not doing so hot. She's not used to going this early. That's fine.
The power that leads to Agito.
There we go.
Time for your
So time is gonna be when
How can this be?
yeah, we'll go to King. Time is gonna be when
Victory.
the last Phantoma is summoned. Rude.
This path is beyond your comprehension.
Okay.
Time for your endless life.
Now at this point, he's really weak, so we are gonna start wailing on him.
Time to say nighty-night.
I was not expecting him to use that move this late in the game, but here we are. That's fine. Rude.
The power that leads to Agito.
This is very much a cathartic fight throughout the rest of the game. Alright. We're gonna switch to 7. We're saving Jack for last just because he's the fastest.
This is your judgment.
It's just faster that way.
I told you this is the end.
Now, again, the timer is gonna stop on the final shot at about 4 seconds to the time, and that's gonna be the final time. So we're probably looking at a 2:21-ish.
I told you this is the end. This can't be.
2:21, 2:22. That's fine.
I'm gonna crush you.
That's also one of the coolest, like, boss music things I've heard. So I'm here for it. Alright.
We will win.
This is your judgment.
Alright.
I'm gonna tear you apart.
This is your judgment.
Alright, now all that's left to do is wail on him with Jack for a little bit. Again, I am sorry about the audio. I did not even realize it wasn't... Like, it was on the loading thing and not the actual...
This is your judgment. When will you realize your efforts are futile?
Okay.
Agito is beyond your reach.
There we go.
Once more.
Yeah, and just kind of wail on him.
Vanish in its
It's fine. Maybe the next kill shot. Nope. Oh, okay. Alright then. So it technically was the kill shot, but it wasn't? That's so weird. That is so, so weird. But yeah. I'm here for it. Again, that's yeah, so that is the entirety of Final Fantasy Type-0 HD. Again, I am so sorry about the audio. I didn't realize I had on the loading thing and not the actual game until then. But there is audio. It exists. It's actually kind of cool. But yeah. My bad. I'll probably add a link to a previous run that I did. It's at 224 that I have listed on there that has the audio, so you can see the PB and you can also see one with audio. But yeah, so that's all I got, and I will talk to you later. Bye bye.